welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Austin. We're recording episode 36 of the Utopian Community series. Let's get started. Things are loading up right now? Good. Now, let's finish placing those windows. And this is all in each window. If this was in survival mode, I'd have to bust my ass. For all this. And eventually, I might spawn villagers in a future episode. I might think about let's get this on. Two, three. Oops. 3, 4. Good. This is good. This is good. Now, let's repeat the same process again. Just keep repeating the process. This is good. This is good. Now, same thing again, except in a mirror image. Don't forget to put the stair steps on too. Don't forget to do that, because no one wants to fall down into the disrupting someone's business, taking a shit. No one would like that if someone fell on someone else while they were taking a shit. And the stairs are pretty important. But if this was a zombie apocalypse, we'd have to use a rope ladder. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Four. Got that. 2. Oops. One thing I might end up doing out sometime in the future is hunt sabotage. 3, 4. Four. 5. Nightcrawler. That song a lot. 4. Song Nightcrawler. Everything's all good now. Let's head to the other 4 houses. Do the same thing. Because, you know, 3, 4, 5. 3. Nightcrawler. 2, 3, 4. It's good. All good. Same thing again. Let's keep repeating this. I know this may sound pretty repetitive, and this may annoy you. 2, 3, 2, 3. 5. Nightcrawler. With Cuphead, let's talk about some new topics today. I heard that Cuphead's gonna celebrate their first year at PAX. It's been almost a year since Cuphead's been released. Three, 2, 3. Many people don't know this. But Cuphead has gray hands if he took off his gloves. Probably will have gray hands. This is just a theory. Got that taken care of. Got that. Got that. took care of the flooring. Now, let's start building around. This is called layering. Doing it layer by layer makes things is much more simple. Yet it takes longer. Because, you know, redstone circuits can be pretty complicated. This is for the bathtub. When it goes to animal rights, people started learning about the extreme cruelty on factory farms in the probably starting in the 1990s. Which is probably what prompted two of the members of Carcass into going vegan. Or, no, vegetarian. One of them was vegan. The other was a hunt saboteur. A hunt saboteur is someone who interferes with animal hunting. For me, I might think about if I ended up becoming an animal rights activist, I might become a hunt saboteur, interfering with animal hunting. Don't forget those for the tub. The real reason I made those grass paths in the earlier videos before building the houses, I did that as a placeholder. And I might spawn some villagers sometime in the future. Like, eventually, I'd start building a high-rise apartment. One of the causes of the high demand for land, look at factory farming. We have to feed so many people. Or everybody will starve. We don't want that. We don't want that to happen to any of us. That'd be pretty sad. Oops. Good. Good. We need that placeholder for a reason. Because without that placeholder, it wouldn't be a perfect square for the houses. This is good. One more to go. Almost there. For Season 2, it'd be about upgrading the paths from those humble grass paths. Oops. Nightcrawler. Oops. Much better. There are some other topics I like to talk about too. Like, with the Iron Giant, it's actually one of the most underrated films out there. It's one of the good movies that didn't get enough in the box office. Despite the box office flop, it still ended up being a really good movie. This is just my opinion. You're okay to share your opinion. Other movies that are totally underrated, that things are underrated too. There's this thing in Team Fortress called Spy. Let's talk about a game called Team Fortress 2. Being a spy can make things pretty easy. Well, unless they do spy checking. Have you heard of spy checking before? And oops. Let's get this in. Good. And for me, in my personal opinion, I'd rather have a pig as a pet. If I bred pigs as pets, for those pet pigs, I'd breed them to be smaller. The larger ones, I'd sterilize. Spay and neuter. I agree that we should have our pets spayed and neutered. Because if we don't get our pets spayed and neutered, it can cause a lot of suffering to the animals that do survive. Which is pretty sad. We don't want that suffering to happen. So it's best to spay and neuter your pets. The neutering, the male-specific form of neutering is called castration, where you castrate the males, spay the females. With castration, the definition of castration is cutting out the testicles of an animal. What's pretty disturbing, factory farms do it to little piglets, which is pretty sad. They don't use painkillers whatsoever. They're such... The ones abusing the animals on factory farms, they're total assholes. Or wanting to keep a really wealthy man in office just so the abuse can continue. We don't want that abuse to go on. We need to do something. About the violence against animals. Because most of the animals that are abused are farm animals. Innocent little farm... those farm animals. Innocent farm animals that deserve compassion over suffering. There's a lot of neglect. Some of the animals are fed unnatural diet. A lot of times, chickens and turkeys and pigs are bred to grow so large so quickly. Ouch. Yeah. The best way to stop that is to go vegetarian or vegan. Cows, on the other hand, are oftentimes... it's the female cows, they're the ones that get sexually assaulted. Like, they're forcibly impregnated against their will, just for our milk. The males, farmers do their thing on them non-stop. On the bulls non-stop. Once they've been spent up, the bulls have been spent up after constantly impregnating the dairy cows. They're probably gonna end up getting slaughtered too. It's pretty sad. If I had a pet pig, what I do as part of a funerary ritual to dead... Now, let's get started. Oops, forgot the glowstone. You're gonna need that. Because the glowstone is important. If everybody went towards a healthier lifestyle, obesity rates will drop. There is one of those videos from Gordon Ramsay in which he reformed a vegetarian into a meat eater. Forcing a vegetarian to eat meat is pretty stupid. But a vegetarian cat, they need meat. Because without meat, they're gonna die. They are obligate carnivores. With animals being bred for profit, oftentimes they get neglected. This is done. All I have left to do is start placing the roof on. The flooring for the attic is pretty important. And this is... it's getting there. vegetarian celebrities too. Especially Serge Tankian. He's one of those. Another one is Paul McCartney. He is a well-known vegetarian. And I agree with them on the glass walls video. That's just stretching my back. And some vegetarians out there are hunt saboteurs too. With the Prohibition era, it drove people out of business, which is why rum running rates skyrocketed during the Prohibition, because people are trying to make a living off of selling booze. I know I love heavy metal, especially Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. I also like Deathclock too. And also Carcass and Metallica. They're both... And Carcass is a melodic death metal band. Just like Deathclock. In the episode called... In the video of Awakened by Deathclock, Nathan Explosions unleashed... he summoned the moose to Crackish.
Awaken, Mr. Crackish.
Yeah. Nathan Explosion is based off of Corpse Grinder, the frontman of Cannibal Corpse. Murderface is based on one of the members of Black Sabbath. If I was to be like a Deathclock member, I'd be more like Toki Wartooth. Because of how long my hair is. Good. Now, let's place those blocks to help build the roof. This is where people get to live in peace. Live, breed, and die in peace. And it sucks that some of the animals, the unwanted ones, which are called the runts, in the factory farming, they're killed. That's how greedy the meat industry is. They're a lot greedier than you think. In fact, they're super greedy. Compare that greed to Hitler. They're both greedy. Oops. Once I get all those indentations for the rooftops done, this would end the video. But before the video ends, let's give you a thank you for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe for more. Share this with your friends to help my channel. Like if you like, like button if you like, dislike button if you disliked. Subs if you loved it, bell icon to be notified for more. As always, thank you for watching, and peace out.